Today on the channel from Loose Collector, we've got the monster, Hyde.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Here and welcome back to the channel for another unboxing and review. And today we got something special. We got the Loose Collector exclusive from their Kickstarter, Mr. Hyde. But for all your Mr. Hyde needs, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below. I believe they still have a few of these in stock. You might want to check that out. But this was, of course, a Kickstarter about a year ago. What is time, as we always do say. But this was released, and there was a Kickstarter. Like I said, it was going around. There was a lot of discussion about this, like a lot of the Kickstarters, no doubt about it. But now the time is now. This is shipping out to those that did order this about a year ago, roughly. What is time, once again. But I got to thank and do a special shout out to good brother of the channel, good old Sambro. Sambro been here since the beginning of this channel. And he actually sent this to me for my birthday, as my birthday is on June 25th. So very appreciative of Sambro there to review this one, sending it to me. I can't say enough thank yous to old Sambro. So thank you once again for sending this my way. And of course, Sambro knows by now, but we're going to do this one like we do all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I was actually thinking about pre-ordering this. One of those things where I kept going back and forth, and I actually did not pre-order this, but like I said, now I do have it here. So we're going to see what all the fuss is about. But let's take a look at the packaging first on this one. What do we got going on? Look at this big hulking dude. Man, this is a big, heavy figure, as you can just imagine. But look at that. Yeah, he looks like something else, that's for sure. And of course, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, a story as old as time, some may say. Older than my time, at least. But definitely we know about that. The mad scientist turns into a hulking-like monster, of course. Definitely an interesting take on the character. We've seen some other takes fairly recently, and we'll do some comparisons later on in this video as usual. But you got Mr. Hyde down here. What's that say? The Crypt. Loose Collector's The Crypt collection. And then it says first 500 down here. I'm not sure what this exactly is. It says, the Laming Lupa Earth Dweller, or Duwending Itum Black Dwarf, is the most evil of all elves in the Philippine folklore. Shout out to the Philippines. It is believed to inhabit mounds of earth in the underground. A person who unknowingly disturbs its habitat will suffer various diseases, ranging from skin rashes, inflammations, fever, even insanity. These creatures are very deceitful and will offer valuable gifts and enchanted objects to gain trust. Accepting these presents will allow it to steal your soul. That is never good. Never good. So a little bit, I guess, you Filipino viewers, is this a true story? Is this a true story? Let me know. Somebody put Wing Wing on the case. You guys ever seen that YouTube clip of old Wing Wing? I think that was a Filipino action star. Check that out. Check that out all day long. Then we do get the side here, little action shot there, and then we do get the alternate headshot over here with the bald-headed version, so very interesting there. And then on the back, got all kinds of stuff. Got a little bit of a Glamour shots down at the bottom, and then it looks like we got a little bit of blurb. Let's see what it says about this big bad boy right here. London, England, 1862. Sole heir of the Jekyll estates, Lord William Jekyll uncovered the chilling secrets of his late estranged father, Dr. Henry Jekyll. Intending to use the power of the forbidden serum for personal gain, Lord Jekyll released unimaginable evil, permanently transforming himself into an even more sinister and destructive incarnation of the terrifying monster, Hyde. Oh man, hide the kids, hide the kids. Not suitable for children under 5 years old. It says, do not wipe product with strong chemicals, could damage material and paint. Keep away from sunlight and high temperatures. Well, that's a good instruction for any collector out there. But let's pull him out of the package. Let's see what all the fuss is about. And oh, there's fuss. There's been people fussing for over a year about this one. He's got the triple plastic prison. Look at this heavy monster figure right there. Looking really, really good. Like what I see with that. Little plastic prison. We got 2 hands, 2 heads. Of course, we're going to talk all about those here in a second. Let's pop these out. See what's going on. See which head I like best. Gonna stick this off. See you later. Goodbye. Uh-oh, lost the hat. We got the hat right there as well. Oh my gosh, we got some of these Filipino devil children things. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I didn't know they were coming in this. So I guess that's the 500 thing they were talking about. See you later. Goodbye. Oh my gosh, this is a big boy. See you later, goodbye. And then he is wrapped up. He is ready to go. It's like he got wrapped in saran wrap. So let's pull him out. Let's see what's going on. It's almost time for me to replace these scissors. I think they're about giving up the fight. They've had about 15 years of service for me, so I could probably afford to go to Walmart or Target on one of my next toy runs, maybe pick up a new pair of scissors. We'll see. We'll see. See you later, goodbye. Oh my gosh, talk about a big, big, beefy boy. It doesn't get beefier and bigger than this, that is for sure. Big peg hole right there. I guess I'm going to stick a head on, just so we have it. Hopefully it goes on easily enough. Oh my gosh, you got to use some force. There we go, got it in there. You got to be careful putting that head in because of the weird angle. I could see easily scuffing this up a little bit. I've done that with similar figures in the past, but boy, that's a beefy boy. But let's look at these accessories first. We'll break down the heads, all that kind of stuff as well. But we got 2 big old hands out of the package here. 2 big gnarly hands. Big wide open hands, all kinds of veinage going on. He's got the curl to him there. I mean, just monster hands. This is the definition of some big open monster hands. Of course, Mr. Hyde, he's not messing around. He's hitting stuff, he's throwing things. He's got 2 fists of fury out of the package. Gotta have those if you're a big monster like him. And then we got these little like Filipino folklore creatures. I don't even remember them offering this, but apparently first 500 you got one of these things, or 2 of these things. Little naked babies is what's going on. And man, these are real deal naked babies. They're packing some heat down there in between their 2 legs. So, wow, that's attention to detail. We usually don't see too much, but got a little bit of something going on there. Just a little bit of something. And then a straight up butt on the back. So, man, wild, wild Filipino folklore here. I wouldn't like to be walking along the streets in the Philippines, maybe going to the local cinema to check out a Wing Wing movie, and then all of a sudden these 2 guys come out of the shrubs and come chasing after you. That's a bad day at the office. That's a bad day at the movie-going office for sure. Very sharp fingers on these guys. Very sharp hair on these guys as well. Both are identical. Both big open mouths going on. Got the belly buttons going on. Got the teeth flaring out there. Big white eyes. Definitely devilish-like here. And like I said, articulation is the arms and the head back and forth. That's it for articulation. But very wild here. I guess I should look into it. Was this the only bonus? Was there different bonuses? Not sure exactly what this one was, but definitely 2 creepy little dudes from the Philippines is what we got going on right here. And they're about the same size as his hands, which is absolutely crazy, absolutely wild. Now we do get this big torn shirt. This looks like something out of the Incredible Hulk, of course. And his size is something out of the Incredible Hulk in some ways. But you got some dirty wash against the green. You got some tears in it, some rips and shreds. Makes sense. You can just imagine him wearing a nice suit and then, oh my gosh, it just, obliterates the whole thing. So we do have that right there. Now let's dive into these 2 heads, and we're going to break into the body here. Now we got 2 different heads with him, so you can choose your own head adventure on this one. You get the big long-haired version with the yellow eyes, big old kind of wolf-like teeth going on. A big old head, but in all honesty, it's a big head, but it's a very small head to the rest of the next of the body. There's no doubt about it. Definitely an interesting facial facial look. I like the big sideburns on the side. That does look good for him. Kind of feels like a new take on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as when I think of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I don't know if this is the head I necessarily think of first, but maybe close enough to be different. Now, this one kind of feels that way in some ways. This is the angry, mad, I'm screaming and yelling face. He's got the wide open mouth, the white teeth, got the big scar over the eyes there. He's a guy that's seen some things. No hair on this guy, but he does have some big old bushy Mike Nesmith sideburns going on that do look really, really nice. He's got the 2 ears showing where you don't have any ears showing on this one. Definitely does choose your own head adventure. Which head do you prefer? I guess it's up to you. You got to vote with your own self on that one. So definitely good ones. I like both of them. I'd like to see this one with hair. I'd like to see a face one like this with a bunch of hair on it. Is what it is, I guess. Now, we do get this big green top hat here. Looks like something Hornswoggle might wear back in the day. I don't know, but definitely looking good. The green does match the shirt and everything, so he was coordinating his outfits back in the day. Let's see how well that fits. Look at that, fits right on this bald head here. Makes him really does kind of look like a leprechaun in some ways, which is kind of strange. But it does have indentions on the front of the hat, so you know where to exactly put that on the head here. But it does stick very well. Now, does it go on this one? No, it doesn't. It does not go on this one at all. So if you want to use this head, there's going to be no hat with it. This one, the hat does go with it. So that probably does change some things. I can see some people want to use this hat, I think. You can put that on there. Hat I don't think is going to fit on these little guys either. Kinda. You can stick it on there. Maybe not, but we do got a hat there. So now we're going to dive into the old Mr. Hyde here. And like I said, this is a very heavy figure. This is probably the heaviest figure I've had in some time. Maybe going back to Galactus or the Sentinel possibly, but a big, brooding, heavy figure. He will stand up on his own though, as we can see right here. No peg holes in the feet on this one. I was wondering, and I don't know if you really need them like we just saw. He's got a big base on him for sure. But man, oh man, big proportions everywhere. I was going to say a big back. He's big everywhere. This is a monster. The Monster Hyde. Crazy veinage going on. Those veins being pumped to the end right there. But veins all over the shoulders. Big old traps on him. He never met a shrug he didn't like, that's for sure. But you got that going on. He's got the 12-pack probably. He's got just huge abdominal muscles as well. Veins in through the arms, onto the hands. Just a veiny, big monster creature. No doubt about it. You do get down to his pants here. Pants totally ripped into shorts. Looks like he's going to go for a swim in the old swimming hole. Look like he's going to do. He cut off his jeans. Said, okay, it's officially summer. I'm cutting my jeans off. He's got some of that going on. Maybe not so much. Nice green pants here, though. Green, I don't know, green shorts at this point. But you do got a nice little gold belt to break up some of that color. I do like the looks of that. This, of course, is removable, but just slides really easily on there. So really choose your own adventure on that if you want that on or if you want that off. Do it however you want to do it. Got the same green and dark wash against it across the board. But man, I can't get over how heavy this guy is. Just a heavy chunk of plastic. Now his arms go all the way around, of course. Big old bicep cut. Single jointed elbow. And I got to say the articulation is very free flowing on this. A lot of times you would expect something like this to have extremely tight joints out of the package. Not the case here, so I'm here for that. Hands back forth, side to side. Looking really nice. Got a big kind of ratchet joint in there. The colors do match pretty well. Better than I thought they will. A lot of times you get that different color plastic in here between the hands and where the joint is. But definitely looks pretty good in there. I'm sure these are probably a little harder. Yeah, you might have to heat this up to replace the hands. We see that a lot with especially things like this. That does make sense. Man, big old splits there for Mr. Hyde. If he needs to do them, he can do them. Got double jointed pinless knees. I'm here for the pinless joints, you guys know, especially on a big figure like this. Nothing worse than those big old pins sticking out like a sore thumb. Good ankle articulation on this guy. All over the place. Really smooth. Then the big old toe articulation. He's even got the toe articulation. Got some gnarly feet down here. Might have to go with my wife to get a pedicure somewhere. Definitely big old feet on him, but definitely a big boy. And this is an interesting one too, is where do you put this in your collection? And that's kind of the fun part of something like this. Obviously, he could be a standalone display if you want to, if you want Mr. Hyde on display. You could put him with some of your Universal monsters, your horror figures, Texas Chainsaw Massacres. You could mix him in that bunch if you want him as a horror guy. And of course, you could put him with your Marvel Legends if you really wanted to, because there is a Mr. Hyde in the Marvel Legends, and we're going to see him in a second here. So you could have this as a hulked up Mr. Hyde. That's where I'm leaning on putting him right now in my collection. we'll see what happens there. Or you could mix him with your G.I. Joes if you want. You know, Dr. Mindbender could be doing an experiment on somebody, and you could have this guy as a Cobra villain or something. Now, there's a lot of ways you could go with something like this, and it's kind of fun to be able to use your imagination. He's not tied to one property, so you can decide where he goes in your collection, and there's something fun about that all the time. But man, he is a big, big chunk of plastic. I really like this. It definitely feels like something we've had before. It feels like other action figures, moves like other action figures, but is big, is beefy, and looks really cool. And I like the playability. Like I said, you can put him wherever you really want in your collection. There's something fun about that sometimes. Sometimes if it's a Ninja Turtle guy, you get kind of tunnel vision going on. This guy, you can go this way, this way, this way, or up if you want to, but not down, because these little Filipino guys are going to get you if you're not careful there. So watch out for that. But let's compare him to that Mr. Hyde. Of course, this was a build-a-figure, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. What is time? Definitely some similarities between these two, but man, definitely some differences. You can almost say this is the next level of mutation or serum, drinking or pills, whatever it was. You could say this is the next incarnation. This was what happened next here, but definitely some similarity, especially the green color, the hats, all that kind of stuff, the sideburns, of course. Definitely interesting, but definitely this guy is much, much bigger, heck of a lot meatier, all those kind of things. And of course, when you see a guy like this, you always think of certain characters, and of course, Incredible Hulk comes to mind with this. And I grabbed one of, if not the greatest Incredible Hulk figure of all time. It is the old Marvel Select version of the Incredible Hulk. So you can see these two squaring off. Maybe you want to put him with your McFarlane Toys collection, or your Marvel Select figures, maybe fit in that scale, that universe. You could very easily do that. But I could see him and Hulk squaring off the Marvel Select all day long. He might be a little bit big for Marvel Legends, as we see here, but that 7-inch Marvel Select scale, that might be his sweet spot. So if you're looking for a Mr. Hyde for your Marvel Select figures, I think that is the front runner for ideas, and I may have him on a shelf squaring off with Hulk. I think that's the front runner for me at this point right here. But definitely a cool figure. Like I said, I think Big Bad Toy Store may have some of these still. Don't quote me on that, but check out the link in the description below if you're after one of these. And once again, thank you to Sambro for sending this on to me. It definitely is appreciated. Definitely appreciate that at the end of the day. But what do you guys think about this one? Did you pre-order? Did you play the long game? Are you still playing the long game? Let me know your thoughts on this Mr. Hyde. Definitely unique. Definitely something different. Definitely something I am here for. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. We got videos every single day and then some. And we got even more content for you on the old Patreon channel, including early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, pizza reviews, you name it. Ton of stuff on the old Patreon channel. And best of all, you do support the channel and all of its content. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Mr. Hyde, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.